Guys, Persona 5, pretty cool. I mean, the game is awesome. Like, it's chef's kiss. But Persona 5 as a franchise has spanned across so many mediums. You know, you have the original game itself, you have the manga adaptation, you have the anime adaptation, you have the rhythm game, you have the hack and slash game, you have the Persona fans' wet dream where all the Personas collaborate together. And then we also have the tactical RPG that's releasing sometime by the time you've watched this video. It's probably out by now. But a lot of people don't really know about this one adaptation. You see, there's this practice in Japanese culture where you take this popular piece of anime-related media and you make it into a stage play. Take Spy Family. Spy Family, huge. It's one of the biggest animes right now. It has had its own stage play. Death Note, one of the biggest animes of all time, has also had a stage play. Even a Prince of Tennis, which I don't think a lot of you guys know about anymore. It was really popular in the early 2000s, but it's not huge anymore. It also had a musical. So Atlas saw this, you know, they did it with Persona 4, so they're like, why don't we do this with Persona 5? And they did. And honestly, I have not seen anyone on YouTube cover this. You know, I've seen the pro shot on YouTube, which, if you don't know, a pro shot is basically the full theatrical performance of a show recorded with cameras like a comedy special. And honestly, it's a shame because it's a very good adaptation. Now you're probably like, hold up, buddy, okay? I've seen the cover for it. I've seen it on the Persona 5 subreddit because I am a connoisseur of Persona 5 and nothing but Persona 5. It is my life. It is my blood. My kids, the first thing that they will be doing is they say,
"Looking cool, Joker!"
That's the first words they will say, and I count on it. It looks kind of like a jab. And honestly, you're right, okay? It kind of does look like a jab from the cover, but hear me out. It's a very good stage play. Now, probably a second question has come to mind. How the hell are they going to adapt a 100-hour game in just, 2.5 hours, because that's what a normal stage play is? Well, Persona did something smart and divided up this stage play into parts. And what do I mean by that? Well, Persona 5, the stage, is in 4 parts. 2 of them being fully localized in Crunchyroll, and 2 of them still being in Japan on DVDs, waiting to be subtitled and localized and translated, all that stuff. All that jazz. And honestly, I feel like that's the best way to go with an adaptation of anything. Don't try to cover the whole thing. Literally just do it in parts if you can, and segment it into good, bite-sized pieces that you would want your audience wanting more. I heard that's what the One Piece live action did. I don't know, I'm not a fucking normie, but I was very intrigued by seeing this. And honestly, seeing Morgana, how he looks, I was so scared walking into this play. Now, the plot of Persona 5 The Stage Part 1 is very similar to the first, 10-ish hours of Persona 5. I'm not going to go too in-depth with the plot. I will still give you the basic summaries, but if you still want a more in-depth look of what happened at the beginning of Persona 5, either check out my original video, or you can check out the video by Nem's Compendium, which is a 2.5-hour deep dive into the whole Persona game. And Persona 5 The Stage Part 1, that's a mouthful, I'm going to hate saying that all the time in this video, but it starts out just like Persona 5. You know, you're in the casino, you are about to just take down the people in the casino. At the time, we don't know who it is. I mean, if you play Persona 5, you know, but I'm saying it as someone who hasn't played Persona 5, okay? I'm not gonna spoil Persona 5. That's another video's job. God! I'm here to spoil Persona 5 The Stage. It's Part 1. But you're in the casino, and oh my gosh, the set design is already off the charts with it. It already blew my expectation. It had me hooked, because it uses projections of the anime backgrounds that were in the games, and it also uses screens as well to help bring it to life. Now, it also comes at a little bit of an expense because, sure, you do get the 3D models from the Atlas game, but sometimes when you first see it, it's a little jarring. Persona! But the action choreography makes up for it in this scene. It is generally well rehearsed, and you are immersed right from the get-go. It does not waste anybody's time. You are already hooked. Or at least I was, I don't know. But you know, you run through the casino, stopping these shadow figures, and you eventually get captured by the cops, you know, for breaking into this casino, doing something that we don't know about, but we really do because we're Persona 5 fans. And, you know, you're starting to get questioned by the police. And Sai Nijima walks in, and she's like, listen, what you doing? What's your motive? Why are you here? And it's just like the games, although it's so weird how all the Persona adaptations have a different name for the protagonist. Like the game is this one, the manga is this one, the anime is this one, and the stage play is this one. Why do all of them have like a different name? Like it's so weird in my mind, but you know what? We're just gonna roll with it. Anyways, Saya's like, hey, what happened? What? And then you're like, let me tell you. But then the play flashbacks to whenever Joker was first moving to Shibuya, and you know, we get a bit of things that are like, oh yeah, this thing happened wherever, you know, this bald guy was beating up this girl, and you know, he got sent to a new school, he's on detention parole, and he got arrested and stuff. And while this is happening, he starts to sing. 俺は助けたかっただけなのに正しいことをしたはずなのに救いたいそう願った心は打ちのめされて沈む Yes, this is a musical. I don't know if you caught that by, you know, the title of this video, but this is a musical. And honestly, at the beginning, there is also a part where the whole cast dance to Wake Up, Get Out There from the first game, and it is fun. I'm like, okay, this choreography is going hype, but I still did not expect Joker to start just busting out some high notes. And that leads me to my first point, that this is a musical, guys. If you don't like musicals, sorry, not for you. You know, Joker sings, Ryuji raps, which is kind of weird. He's a little offbeat. 風を切って走るトラック思い分かち合ったチームメイト輝ける未来マイドリームみんなそこにあったマイフィールドでもう大切なもんを守ろうと振り上げた俺の拳は大切なもん全部打ち砕いた In the epilogue of it, where the cast is telling you about how much they enjoyed the experience, the person for Ryuji says that they struggled, and I can see that, but it's just like also, it feels wrong to have Ryuji rap, because it's like weird. On has a great voice. 私ずっと一人だったあなたに会うまで居場所のない私を助けてくれた Morgana doesn't have a song, I think. I could be misremembering things. And you know my boy Akechi has a number. この世界は全と悪嘘と誠が絡み合うラビリンス正義の弓を掲げてうごめく悪に放っていぬて Yes! The GOAT, the prince, he's a bit of a handsome boy. I probably didn't mention this in my original Persona 5 video, but if I had to pick a guy to romance in Persona 5, it'd be Akechi. He's just a kissable boy. And you know, everyone in the ensemble is great. I love them. They help really support the main cast. And the music is good. It also uses music from the original games as well, which honestly, if they didn't do that, I would be so upset, because it is incorporated well. You know, battle themes are used in the same way. The Last Surprise, I think, makes an appearance. It's just used properly in the right way. And it is mwah. Anyways, I just want to talk about the music right off the bat, because it's very integral to the plot of the story. And I just wanted to rip the band-aid right off. Don't like musicals, not for you, but please keep watching my video. I enjoy engagement on my videos. Please, I'm desperate. Like, comment, and subscribe to boost my dopamine sensors, because honestly, that is what's keeping me from dying. If you didn't watch this video, I'd be like, ah! So anyways, back to the plot, you're getting settled in, you talk to Sojiro, he's starting to go to Shojin, where he meets his homeroom teacher Kawakami, which honestly, she's barely in this one, which is a sad thing because she has Dami Mommy energy. And also, we meet the principal, which honestly, he isn't very prevalent in this part anyways, but he does have a good bass voice in this. 無能気より見言わせとけこれが私の生きる道決して受けてはなるまいぞあのお方のお叱りを And we also meet the amazing volleyball coach Kamoshida, which honestly a lot of people don't like, but they don't want to do anything about it because he helps boost the school's popularity. Go Kamoshida! You prey on the female students and abuse your volleyball team. Woo! Yeah, good guy. And honestly, the actor who plays Kamoshida is phenomenal. And that's another point that I want to bring on to this video. The actors do a great job of portraying all the characters. They do feel like the characters in Persona. The protagonist speaks a little bit too much in my opinion, but that's also to be given whenever you do an adaptation of a JRPG for anything, because the protagonist has to have lines, okay? You can't just have him be silent, which honestly, if they did that honestly would be kind of cool. But Ryuji feels like Ryuji, he has his characteristics. An feels like An. Morgana feels horny, which is great. And the best portrayal of any of the characters in Persona 5 is Kamoshida. He hams it up on stage. Like if he was a Thanksgiving dinner, he wouldn't be turkey, he'd be ham. He interacts with the audience, all the jokes he makes land, and he is able to be comfortable by showing off his body, which is honestly something very, very commendable for an actor. Because on a stage, you're very vulnerable, and so showing basically every part of your skin besides your cock and balls, it's pretty nice. And not in a sexual way, guys. Not that way. But it's just very cool to see someone be able to portray the energy of Kamoshida, which is what I was very scared about with these, because the actors need to feel like the Persona characters, and they do, which is pretty nice. I think that's great. Anyways, back to the plot again. I keep going on side tangents, but this is how I'm structuring the video, guys, okay? If you can't handle my chaotic brain, then, well, sorry. So it's the next day, you're getting ready for school. You see Kamoshida talk to this young girl being a little bit of a creeper, and you meet this other guy. His name is Ryuji, and he agrees. It's like, look at this guy. He got a yucky scumbag. And so you guys just walk to school, and wait, it's not the school, it's a castle. What the hell? So you guys go in it, and you guys see Kamoshida, but he's weird. And by weird, I mean he's in his undies, he's being strange. He's still a cocky douchebag, but it's different because he's a super cocky douchebag. And, he's beating the shit out of you guys until the protagonist awakens to his persona. And how they do that with the smoke and everything is great. I love the presentation. But anyways, the protagonist awakens to his persona, and he beats the shit out of Shadows, and he helps Ryuji escape. And they eventually meet up this little scuffed mascot-looking character, and they find out, hey, it's Morgana. And Morgana, he's like, hey, I could help you guys out if you help me out with something. And they're like, whatever. So they get out, and they're like, wait a second. We need to stop Kamoshida from doing things. And so they go into the cognitive world again, but they keep getting foiled because Ryuji doesn't have a persona. Oh my gosh, Ryuji, you are slacking. And then Ryuji is like, no, I have a persona. And so he has a persona. And so, yeah, that's kind of cool. But their plan was forward. They're like, no, we can't do this now. We gotta get out of here. They're like, okay, well, we're not gonna do it now, but we might do it later. Whatever. It's fine. Something like that. And the girl that was showing up, which her name is Anta Kamaki, by the way, which is the go-to wife of Persona 5, if you ask me. She does a great job pursuing it. It's like, stop doing what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing, but stop going after Kamoshida, okay? And they're like, well, okay, well, I guess we'll not. And then her best friend jumps off a building because of Kamoshida, being a essentially pervy person. And An's like, you know what? Let me in on this. And they're like, no. But she still follows him to the cognitive world. They take her out, but she comes back in. She gets captured. And then she eventually also awakens to her persona. And she's like, I'm going to beat the shit out of these personas. And they're like, well, okay, I guess An's part of the team now. And the four of them, you know, they start to go through this castle to stop Kamoshida. They're trying to capture this treasure because Morgana said, hey, what if we collect their desires, which will manifest into something? And they're like, bet, let's find it. And then they get to it and they're like, wait a minute. There's nothing here. And Morgana's like, well, we gotta send like a calling card or something. And Ryu's like, great idea, I'll write it. And his logo kind of sucks to begin with, but it's whatever. But they send it, it gets Kamoshida's attention. He's like, bring it on, bitches. And the Phantom Thieves, which is what they call themselves, by the way, they go back in and they're like, well, there's no shadows. I guess they're waiting for Kamoshida. And Kamoshida's like, well, I've been expecting you. And they beat the shit out of him, you know, they do an all-out attack, which looks very scuffed in this, because they just put the actors on there, and it's really funny to me, but it's still charming in its own way. And after they defeat them, they decide, you know what, we're not gonna kill you. We want you to atone for your crimes. And Kamoshida's like, okay, I will. But the Phantom Thieves are like, did it really work? And they don't really know that until like the next day, I believe. The principal is giving an assembly, and Kamoshida walks in and is like, I did it. I abused the volleyball team. I sexually assaulted girls. That is gross. And I tried to expel people. Not cool of me. And then they're like, go to jail. And he's like, I will go to jail. Thank you for telling me that. And they basically stopped them. They're like, oh my gosh, this worked. The Phantom Thieves do something. And people started believing them. All of them celebrate, you know, they eat some good desserts. And that's kind of where it ends. You know, it also teases like a little bit of Yosuke, which Yosuke, great voice, by the way. いつか究極の美を描くそれだけが俺の生きる意味魂を揺さぶるモチーフがこの世界のどこかに But it teases at part 2, but it ends right there. And honestly, it's a good place to stop. And I think that they did a great job with portraying this certain part. You know, everyone felt like the characters. It was all presented in a nice package. You know, there's even visual comedy, which I didn't even get to, because the stage can do so many things. It didn't feel sloppy, and I thought it would be sloppy with the cover that I saw on Crunchyroll. But you can really tell everyone put 110% into every character and everything that they did. All the techies, all the presentation, all the set building, all the lighting, costume, everything. You can see the passion that was through it. And since they recorded the pro shot on the last night of the performances, there was also a bit where the whole cast was reminiscing about all the good times they were having. And it was very nice and heartfelt to see like everyone is like, they really cared about Persona, wanting to portray it well. And it warms my heart. Should this be your first experience with Persona? Hell no, you should play the original game. That's the best way to experience a Persona story. However, if you already know the characters and you're just like, I'm missing a little bit of Persona and I'm broke like this guy right here and I can't afford Tactica yet, just go watch it. You know, Crunchyroll is free, you know, you might have to deal with a few ads here and there, but it's a good way to experience a little bit of Persona fondness. And part 2 is out, but I don't want to cover that. I gotta make other videos, guys. Come on. Cut me a bit of slack. But I just hope this gets more attention. If you're a Persona guy and you haven't seen it, watch it. Please give it more attention. If you're a Persona YouTuber, please talk about it. Please, I need more people to know about this. Well, probably people do, but they haven't watched it. Just watch it, please. But yeah, this was a long boy. I hope you enjoyed this long boy. And I really do appreciate you sticking to the end. Like I said earlier, like and subscribe if you enjoyed. If you want to check out another one of my videos, click this one right here. It's about the angel next door spoils me rotten. It's a pretty good romance anime. Or you can click my profile picture that's on my face right now. And yeah, that's the end of this video. Persona musical, pretty good. TLDR. Thank you for watching. Bye now.